Hi, this is Kina Knisley with Keller Williams in Honolulu, and this is Real Talk about real estate. And today I'm lucky enough to have Jillian Webb, and she services a little north of Chicago, but I'm going to let her tell you about her area. Thank you so much for being with us, Jillian. How is your area? Well, first of all, what area do you cover? I see your little maps there.
So I specialize in the northern suburbs of Chicago, which is Lake County. I'm in central Lake County, which is Libertyville. So about 30 minutes north of downtown Chicago, and about 45 minutes south of Milwaukee. I'm actually dual licensed in Illinois and Wisconsin because of how close we are to the border. But Chicagoland is my home, and I'm born and raised in Lake County, so I know it very well.
Oh, now did
Yeah.
you ever leave? I talk to a lot of people, they stay where they were born and raised. Did you ever leave, or I couldn't get out of
No,
where I grew up fast enough? So,
yeah, no, just like, went to school here and everything. Just
wow,
never left.
that is so great though, because I mean, your sphere must be huge. But
It is. A lot of people did the same, or some people went away to college and came back. It's just a great area to have a family, raise kids, work. We get a lot of relocation here. So I'm part of KW Relocation too, because we're constantly getting military families coming in to Great Lakes Naval Base, which is about 10 minutes from me. And then we have a lot of corporate headquarters in our area as well. Heavy pharmaceuticals like area.
wow. So if somebody
Yeah.
wants to buy a home there, what's the average price point we're looking at?
So specifically in Libertyville, we're about 610,000. You can see anywhere from the high end in Lake County, which is Highland Park and Lake Forest. You're going to see they average about 1.5 million. But there are some areas that are more affordable. Grays Lake, Wakanda, those are going to be like 400,000 starting.
Okay. So now, do you have a military base there? Because I know you're saying you do. Oh, what base
Yeah.
in Chicago? I never know. I'm always surprised.
Yeah, no, it's actually Great Lakes Naval Training Center. It's right on the shores of Lake Michigan. Like I said, it's about 15 minutes from where I am. And we get all of the new recruits in for naval training. So we're always constantly getting the recruits in, their families in. And then we also have a lot of transferees coming to move to the area and move out.
So yeah. Now you mentioned the industry. There's a lot of industry popping up there too, or what other things bring people to the area?
Well, so it's a kind of a plethora of things, but I will say, like pharmaceutical, we have quite a few. We have Astellas Pharmaceutical, we've got Abbott Labs and AbbVie. Those are all big players in the pharmaceutical world. And then we've got a lot of healthcare. So we've got some really good hospital systems that we get a lot of doctors and nurses coming in to do fellowships, and they end up staying here in the area to work. And we're also, like I said, close to the border of Wisconsin. So a lot of Chicagoans, they will go up to Lake Geneva and purchase summer homes. It's a nice, like 1 hour commute away from the city into a nice lake area. You can go boating and fishing, and we have tons of lakes around us. Besides being right along Lake Michigan, we have got a chain of lakes and dozens and dozens of private lakes as well.
Wow. So what else brings people there? What's fun to do?
Oh my gosh, there's so many fun things to do. I think one of my favorite things actually was just downtown. It's always the second weekend in August. We have the Air and Water Show. And that's in downtown Chicago. So a lot of us in the suburbs head down there, and a lot of people come in town to see it because it is amazing. And then we have Venetian Fest coming up on the chain of lakes. And basically, everybody who lives or boats on the chain comes out and decorates their boat. And we have like a nighttime parade. And that's a lot of fun. So definitely attracts a lot of people who are into water sports.
Wow. So now you mentioned we could get a house for 400,000. What kind of house is that? What am I getting for 400,000?
Sure, that's a great question. For 400,000, you could get what I would call a starter home, which would be here. We have a lot of the post-war era 50s ranch style homes, which were built 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and sometimes they have a basement. Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of what you get for that price point, unless you go further west, away from, closer to what, like, was McHenry County was kind of considered the outskirts of the Chicagoland suburbs. You can get a little more affordability there.
But yeah. Now, what is something you want people to know about your area?
There's so much to know and to love, but I would say the accessibility of getting from downtown Libertyville to getting on the train and getting to downtown Chicago and being able to, go to Navy Pier and do everything, and then coming back and being still in a suburban environment is really, we take it for granted. I think sometimes when we live here, we don't realize just how great we have it. So you can take advantage of doing things that sometimes only tourists do, like, going down and seeing doing the architectural tour in the city, and seeing all the beautiful skyscrapers and learning the history about the buildings. And, all those day trips that people can make as tourists. I highly encourage people I know who live here, like myself, to go do. So I try and make sure that, at least a couple times a year, I just get out and, do the things that I say, take for granted.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Real Talk About Real Estate. And this has been Jillian Webb. And if you know anybody moving to Chicago, let me know. I would love to connect you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kina. Such a pleasure.